Hi guys, Apollo here. Hope you're having a great day. Recently, bodybuilder and YouTuber Brandon Harding posted a video stating that he is going to start taking insulin.
One thing that me and Callum are going to start introducing now into the off-season stack, very minimally pre and post workout, is insulin. Insulin, if used properly in bodybuilding, or in short, you can just get absolutely freaking massive and pack on a bunch of weight. It is really, really fantastic for muscle growth, but obviously you have to use it properly, because as soon as you start diving into insulin usage or this kind of thing, you're almost entering like the dark arts of bodybuilding. You have to know what you're doing. So,
as far as I'm aware, he hasn't actually started to take it yet. He has, however, received a lot of backlash saying that insulin is dangerous, ineffective etc, and that he shouldn't take it.
So it's the hopes of this video to convince you, don't do it. It's stupid, moronic.
Now, I'm not here to talk about whether or not he should be taking something. He is a grown man with a competent coach to help him. He can make his own decisions. What I do want to talk about is insulin itself, what it is, what it does, and why it's considered to be dangerous. First off, let's look at what insulin is. Insulin is a hormone, so like testosterone and estrogen. And like testosterone and estrogen, it's produced naturally by the body in most people. It's mainly produced in response to increased blood sugar, as the primary effect is to reduce blood sugar levels. It does this by increasing the cellular uptake of glucose. The other major effect it has is nutrient partitioning. This is when your body converts dietary energy, in this case glucose, into its final destination. Depending on certain factors, your body could decide to burn the energy or store it as either fat or into muscle. Insulin essentially increases the rate at which this conversion occurs. So, as you can imagine, bodybuilders take insulin in an attempt to increase that nutrient partitioning so that more glucose can be absorbed and turned into muscle. And it does do that, as long as other conditions for optimal muscle growth are met. In fact, it is something that has been a part of the bodybuilding sphere for some time now, and it definitely is part of the dark side of bodybuilding. Let's look at the dangers or risks of insulin. Like we discussed, insulin lowers blood sugar. The problem is when blood sugar is lowered too much. When this happens, you can go into a state called hypoglycemia or hypo, essentially meaning low blood sugar. Anyone who is diabetic and taking medication such as insulin that can cause hypos have to be very aware of the symptoms of hypoglycemia, because it can be so dangerous. Initial symptoms can be dizziness, tiredness, and feeling hungry, but if severe, can cause seizures, collapsing, and even death. This is why it's so important to get the dosage right. Too much can kill. Now, if Brandon takes it, he will be doing so under the direction of his coach, so he'll have proper guidance in terms of how to use it. I'm also sure that the dose he'll be taking won't be too high, as research shows that a dose that is high provides less muscle growth than a lower dose. The risk actually comes from accidentally taking too much, which is quite easy to do. Insulin is used for type 1 diabetics, so people who don't naturally produce insulin, they actually need it to survive, as, without it, their blood sugar cannot be brought down naturally. Just looking through some of the comments of the response videos, you can see people with type 1 diabetes explaining the risks of taking it and some of their stories. Just remember, these are people who have been using insulin under specialist medical guidance, and they've still had these kinds of experiences. In my own personal experience working as a pharmacist, insulin is treated as a high-risk drug. This means that extra checks need to be carried out when labeling and dispensing the medication. This is why I find it so crazy that it's available to buy over the counter in Canada. Using higher levels of insulin for a long period of time can also lead to insulin resistance. This is when your body loses the ability to respond to insulin, leading to multiple health problems, mainly type 2 diabetes. The health issues associated with insulin resistance cannot be understated, from diabetes to high cholesterol, erectile dysfunction, and metabolic problems. Insulin resistance is something to avoid. In Brandon Harding's case, he states that he only aims to use it for a short period of time, so I believe he will be okay. He also has a lot of muscle mass. which is the best way to avoid insulin resistance. However, for most normal people, insulin resistance is definitely something to be wary of. Do I think Brandon should be taking insulin? Well, that's not up to me to decide. He'll be aware of the risks and benefits, so it's up to him to make that choice. The aim of this video is to educate you guys on the risks and benefits. While I don't think it's my place to comment on whether or not Brandon should take it, I will say that without doubt, if you are thinking of taking it, you should never do so unless you are under the supervision of someone who is trained. The margin for error is too small. Anyway, that is it for this video. If you found it helpful or you enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you're enjoying the channel and want to see more, press the subscribe button. Peace.